Why did she monkey branch on you? In one word, is hypergamy. For those of you who are not familiar with the term hypergamy, I am going to read to you the dictionary definition of it, and then we'll continue. Hypergamy refers to the act of preference of marrying up, choosing a mate who is perceived to be of a higher social status, economic standing, or who possesses other desirable traits such as strength, intelligence, or ambition. The term is most often used in the context of the female to male relationship dynamics. It is believed that hypergamy is an evolutionary instinct, an innate drive in women aimed to assure survival, security, and higher quality of life by aligning with a mate who is better resourced or more dominant in the social hierarchy. Women increase the chances of a stable and secure environment for themselves and their potential offsprings. I am Coach Goldman, your relationship and breakup coach. In today's session, we're going to talk about hypergamy and monkey branching and how hypergamy, when you don't satisfy her hypergamous instinct, just make her look for someone else. I'm going to read to you something that I wrote, that females don't break up without a replacement, and I don't want you to be bitter about it. I know that this is going to be a very tough pill to swallow. Very tough pill to swallow, but you got to understand it and you got to hear me out. You have to, because I don't want you to resent females for that. I don't want you to resent your ex specifically. I know that what she did is like horrible, monkey wrenched on you, but hear me out, my brother. The fact that she did it, you need to realize she had to do that. This is not her fault. This is her nature. I wrote it here that this is female nature. This is female nature. This is the nature of the beast. This is the nature of the beast. And I know that it sounds so fucked. And I talked to a client today, and he told me that she made a conscious choice to do that. When a female chooses to monkey branch, it's a conscious choice. And the more I do what I do, the more I talk to you guys, the more I understand deeper meaning and deeper levels of understanding. I have deeper level of understanding. I understand that she didn't choose to do that. That wasn't a conscious choice. That was an instinctual defense mechanism. She needed to do that because as a female, you got to understand, you men, guys, my friend, my brother, she is weaker than you. She's weaker than you physically and, of course, also emotionally due to what she's done. But you got to understand that she cannot go into the wilderness alone. It's scary out there for a woman. And females, they don't break up with you if they don't have a replacement, because they need the replacement. They need the security. They need the emotional security. They need the validation. They need all of that. And I said, none of them will leave you with integrity. No woman will leave you with integrity, even if they say they will not leave you with integrity. And I wrote a note here that unless the man did something really bad that caused her to have to leave him immediately without a replacement, yes, yes. But if this is not the case, as a second, if this is not the case, she will line up a replacement and then will leave you, because she cannot just go out to the wilderness alone. She needs this sense of security. And I'm telling you this because I want you to have compassion while it's hard, instead of resentment towards her. And I will tell you also why. Once you have compassion towards her, you will have compassion towards yourself. Once you understand that this is the nature of the beast, this is just how she is. This is her hypergamous instinct that always seeking for security, safety. She needs that. She didn't do it to you. She didn't do it for you. She did it for herself, to secure herself. She did it because she needed this reassurance. She did it because she had to protect herself while you were not able to protect her anymore. And let me tell you exactly what went down. And I know exactly what went down in your relationship. And even though I'm just speaking generally to my camera now, I know exactly what happened. And you tell me if I'm right. And you know what? Don't even tell me if I'm right or wrong. I know I'm right. Let me tell you how it goes. You started a relationship. more often than not, you started a relationship with her. You didn't really want her. You weren't very much attached to her, not so much into her, but you say, you know what? Let's do this. Okay. For whatever reason, you hooked up, all good. With time, you started to become emotionally weak towards her sex, towards her beauty. You start lusting her, and lust is a sin, my friend. And you put her here, put her on a pedestal, and you put yourself down here. You're starting to pleasing her. You're starting to do everything she wanted. You started to give up on yourself, give up on your dreams, give up on your life. You did everything to appease and please her. And you would say, hey, at the beginning it worked. At the beginning it seemed like this is what she wanted. And actually you might have just did everything she wanted, which this is the problem. This is not satisfying her hypergamist instinct. So you say to yourself, I've done everything. I've been there for her. I was willing to sacrifice so much. How come she's doing me like that? How she's doing me dirty like that? Let me tell you, didn't satisfy her hypergamist instinct because you didn't show her emotional strength. You actually showed her emotional weakness when you just went weak for her all the time. You never stood up for yourself and you just completely gave up on your masculinity altogether. And when she looked at you, she said, he's so weak. I can do better. And the minute that this idea came into her mind, I can do better because she saw you're so emotionally weak for her, she said, okay, I can do better. And then she started just to opening up her options. And for females, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Just every man will say yes to a woman. It's very rare that a man will say no. So when she opened up her options, the first guy probably she met, maybe a coworker or just a low-hanging fruit, someone that just was around and said yes, she went for it. That's it. And this is where after she went for it, she didn't do it once and then left you. She did it a few times. I know it's hard truth and it's very painful, but hey, you gotta hear it. And I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear to heal, not what you want to hear to pay me. So here it comes. She went for it a few times. She secured this next guy. He gave her some reassurance that he's gonna be there for her once she dumps your ass. And that's it. Maybe you just find out. Maybe she told you, and that's it. Now she's in a relationship, safe and secure. And you are literally with the dick in your hand saying to yourself, what the fuck just happened here? Why? And you have all these questions. And the answer to your question is you didn't satisfy her hypergamist instinct. I made a lot of videos about hypergamy. You can watch them. But for now, just understand that hypergamy for a woman, it's everything. This is her nature. Like a man's nature is horny. Men are always horny, always want sex. Female always wants security, safety. They need it. Once they feel that the man goes emotionally weak for them, off you go. That's it. She can't trust you. She see that you're too weak to stand. You can't stand in front of her. You can't put her in place. So she knows you're not going to be able to protect her. You're not going to be able to provide for her. She's not going to be ever safe, emotionally safe with you because actually you are more emotional than her. So that's on a nutshell the hypergamy and why she did it. And I just really want you guys to understand that she had to do that. I know it doesn't justify it, but it is what it is. It just here I'm giving it to you so it will make sense to you. And don't blame her. That is her nature. And if you're fucking up with women like that, becoming too emotionally weak and a pushover, needy, Mr. Nice Guy, and you just completely forgetting about yourself, it will just happen to you again and again and again and again until you man the fuck up and understand who you are, what is your role in a relationship as the leader. And when you grab your balls and you actually do something with it, this is where everything changes. This is where you say to yourself, I'm the fucking man. And it happened to me. It happened to me. Of course, my ex monkey branched on me. Everything that I said applies to me too. I was a beta bitch. She monkey branched on me after I gave her everything. The problem was I gave her everything. The problem was I was too emotional. The problem was I wasn't man enough. The problem wasn't money, status, or anything like that. I have a great status. I'm very well known in my city. I have a lot of money. I bought her in a fucking car, a house. I gave her everything. So It wasn't that. It's not the material things. It's not the looks, money, and status like everybody, all the influencers just lie to you. There is something deeper than that. It's the internal value that you bring. It's how strong you are. Do you need her or can you be without her? I know I needed her. Now I don't need anything. You need to be that strong that you don't need anything. And she will feel it. When you need her, she doesn't need you. When you don't need anything, when you don't need anything and anybody, everybody wants to be around you because you're the rock. You are the solid motherfucker, an immovable object that nobody can fuck with. This is who you need to be. And yes, it takes time. It takes time, but what the fuck are you going to do instead? What you going to do instead? You take the time and you work on yourself to become the man. You work on yourself to become the man. Men they're becoming of value. Females, they're born with value. Their beauty is everything. Now, of course, they can add on to their value by doing stuff and achieving career status, and all that stuff. They can. But most of them, they have an innate value of how they look. And men, we need to forge ourselves. We need to work on ourselves. And that's the beauty of being a man. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter nothing. You can work on yourself. You can be fit. You can be rich. You can be strong. You can be masculine. You can be stoic. You can be all of this stuff. But you need to make sure and you need to make the decision that you're going to do that because it's only a decision. That is all there is to it. If you need my help, click the link in the description below to book a one-on-one call with me and let's help you be the man that you know that you are. I love you guys. See you again in the next one.